Hey, Liron here. Thank you for joining me. In today's video, I've been getting a few questions that have the feel of should I do this or that. A couple of examples were should I use dryer washes or dry brush or should I use a wet wash for a specific section. Another example is should I have used a warm color there in the shadow or a cool color there. And I actually wrote something to send as an email. So I'd like to just read it to you. If it makes sense to you, great. If not, that's also okay. So I wrote down dry brush or wet wash. Here's a question for you. When should you use a dry brush versus painting a wet wash? The practical answer is this. When you use a dry brush, you immediately create details. Where the brush traveled, it'll show a lot. The paper's texture, small shapes, small details, everything. When you paint a wet wash, there's just a smooth wet wash. It will not command too much attention. It will play its role as a smooth wash of color. But in reality, I think the question of this versus that, or X versus Y, goes much, much deeper. In truth, everyone is looking for freedom in their art, whether they're aware of it or not. In order to paint with freedom, so to speak, one has to understand there's no right or wrong way to do anything. The truth is that the painting process is thousands of miles above being reduced to a set of heuristics. When it comes to painting a masterpiece, it's more about the artist than the painting, but more on that in a second. At the heart of the question above regarding X versus Y lies another subtle question, and that is, what is the right way to paint this so that I get a good result? The right way, or the correct way, to get a good result. Let's talk about the first part, the right way. There are no right ways or wrong ways. There's only cause and effect. An action you perform leads to a certain effect or a result. But none of these are right or wrong. Is it wrong to use a lot of water and a little paint in your mix? No, it isn't. Is it wrong to use a lot of paint and very little water? Of course not. If you want dark paint, you'll use more paint than water, and vice versa. There are only ways, an infinite amount of ways. Any way can be taken. Now, how about the second part of the question, a good result? This may sound completely insane, but I have to be honest, I don't think there's such a thing as a good result or a bad result. There's only the artist. There's only the artist's desire to paint. There's only the artist being completely immersed in the act of painting. And when one is fully immersed, they can do no wrong. They can make no mistakes because every decision is true, and so the painting is true. The artist wills into existence a masterpiece. There was absolutely no chance of them making a mistake at any point along the way because the mere possibility of a mistake was never there. I will conclude with a question one may ask themselves. Why do I paint? The question creates a path or a way. So I hope this spurs some thought in you. I don't think I can say it any better just off the cuff, but a lot of ideas that have been on my mind. This is one of them. I think once one gets past the idea of right and wrong, a lot of new possibilities open up. And a lot of that freedom that I think everyone seeks reveals itself. So I hope I left you with something, and it's okay if you don't relate. It's okay if it doesn't mean much to you, but at least maybe I entertained you for a couple of minutes. And with that, I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care.